Here we go.
Hey, what's good with it, YouTube? It's your boy Joker Man back one more time. Right now, what I want to do is give my opinion on episode 1 of Squid Game, which is called Bread and Lottery. But before I get to it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button, notification bell, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? We're about to get to it. We're about to get to it right now. So first of all, leading up to Squid Game season 2, I just rewatched all of season 1. The old man dying. Spoiler alert. I'm sorry. Everything that y'all watched in season 1. I was ready for season 2, and I'm very happy that season 2 picked up the moment we saw. And I don't know the name, Song Ging Ho. So I'm not gonna use names because I messed up with the Korean names. But the main character, the moment we saw him get off of the plane and come back, I'm glad it picked up right there. Technically, episode 1 was a cat and mouse game as far as trying to find the one guy who, of course, plays the Dachi game with him, who recruited him to the Squid Game. And I think he went back and got the old guy who he owed money to, the loan shark guy, and all his crew to go help find the guy. So with episode 1 being basically him on a hunt, it looks like Song was able to use a lot of his money and resources to try to find this guy, to try to, talk to the Squid Game owners, or, get exact revenge or whatever he wants to do. Sounds like he spent $1 billion on just looking for him over the past 2 years. And it's funny because one of the guys said, it's not like we were looking for him 1 day or 2 days. We're looking for him for 2 years. So for 2 years, he's been looking for these guys, having these guys run through the subway, trying to see exactly where this guy, to run back into this guy, which they haven't seen him. He employed a lot of people. He actually bought a hotel called the Pink Hotel or Motel that he's been working out of. So he's spending a lot of money to try to find this guy to get back to the games or understand more about him. And on the other side, you also have Jin Ho, who is the brother of Ing Ho, or, again, I'm a mess up with names, but he's back. He was shot, of course, in the shoulder, fell into the water. I guess a fisherman found him floating, picked him up. Police brought him back in. He tried to tell them what happened and explain to them what was going on with the island and the Squid Game. They didn't believe him, so they put him on traffic duty. So he's working traffic duty straight to the point. And I guess both the worlds meshed together when, one of the guy he's training pulls over Song, the main character. And as they pull him over, he speeds off and he gets to wondering, like, hey, what has he been up to? Let me go look into this. Now, episode 1, I would say the most intense moments. It was a pretty straightforward episode. Of course, no Squid Games yet, no games. But the most intense moment was when the guys actually found the dude. Well, actually, before that moment, the bread and lottery, which actually, I ain't gonna lie, seeing him spend that much money on lottery, I might go buy 100 lottery tickets just to see what that does, because I'm just curious. I may go live when I do it, so y'all stay tuned. Buying 100 lottery tickets. We're going to do that. See what it looks like. So, hey, I got that idea. Y'all heard it here first. So anybody try to bite it, y'all heard it here first. But I'm going to do that. But anyway, he went to a park and he gave homeless people an option of bread or lottery. Bread or lottery. Which one do you want? And a lot of them chose the lottery. So towards the end, he got the bread, spread it on the floor, and started stomping on the bread just like, hey, y'all wasted your food to try your hand at a game. I thought he was about to recruit the people. I said, these are people who you want in the Squid Game because they're willing to, forego their hunger for a chance of winning money. And that's the kind of mindset you want. So he did that. Those guys followed him, and, if they were going to win $500 million, they said, let's go and try to beat him up ourselves and catch him. So the 2 guys went and caught him, and then he actually beat them up, tied him up, and then he played the first game with him, which is rock, paper, scissors. But this is dope because this is a variation I have not seen of rock, paper, scissors. This is rock, paper, scissors, remove one or whatever. You go with 2 hands. I can't even do it right. And then you have to remove one. And therefore, whoever has the 2 hands, rock, paper, scissors, wins. And then he added Russian roulette to that, to where 1 bullet, very intense game. Unfortunately, man, it's almost the first sad moment of Squid Game to where you see the older guy who said he officiated the younger dude's wedding. Again, this is a guy from, I think he's from season 1, the original Loan Shark guy, but he is the older gentleman, and he actually does not move his hands back. When the other guy had 2 rocks, he had paper and scissors, so it's either you're gonna move your hand back and you win, or you keep this and you let him beat you. So he chose to not do anything. He disqualified himself, and the dude shot him. And I was like, man, this game it's already tough. So therefore, we speed up, and then therefore he actually goes to Song's hotel. He meets him there. Like, hey, I heard you've been looking for me. And obviously he killed the other 2 guys. And then they get into a serious standoff to where they play a game, Russian roulette, straight up, 1 bullet, not reset in the chamber, 1 of 6 chances, put it to their head. And it goes 5 times where Song goes first, back and forth, and it's intense. Like, man, there's a bullet in one of these chambers. And when he even says, you could take this gun and start shooting at me, but you'll never get answers. And Song says, you could take this gun and start shooting at me, but you have to admit, you are their lapdog. And he's trying to get into his head. So he actually got into his head where the last bullet, he actually said, hey, put it to his chin, took a shot, head went up. Didn't see no blood, but maybe that's just editing. So I'm assuming the guy Song was searching for killed himself in a game of Russian roulette, which leads us into episode 2. So with that being said, setting off episode 1, this is just a recap, but I'm already liking the vibe of Squid Game already. To me, it's a better vibe than season 1 started with, because you kind of didn't know what it was. We didn't know what we were walking into until red light, green light started, and then people got shot. And that's when we knew Squid Game was one of the craziest shows you've seen, because they're playing the kids game where people were dying. Now, with that being said, we didn't get a Squid Game in episode 1 of this season 2. But we did get Russian roulette and rock, paper, scissors, a very intense game of that, which to me is almost as strong as red light, green light, because it is still a kids game and people still died. But I do want to see them in the outfits. I do want to see them in the island. So I'm curious, is episode 2 going to get us there quicker? Can we get back to the games? Can we get to rooting for people and, what Squid Game is all about? So with that being said, I love episode 1. I think it was a great episode. If I had to rate it out of 1 out of 10, man, I was worried about it towards the first half. I'm like, I don't know because the hour like 5 minutes. The first half, I'm like, I don't know. But after getting to the second half, it went from like a 4 out of 10 to an 8 out of 10. I give it an 8 out of 10 because it actually was intense. It was very intense, very intense. So with that being said, let's get to episode 2. I'll get back and we'll chop it up. Let's see what it is. All right, hit that subscribe button.